Welcome to Top Tier Trader. I'm Grant. We have some really exciting news. We are officially in our new studio. So this is where we're going to be bringing all you guys the interviews, all the content, and we actually have an interview today with someone really special. He's really well known in the industry, and I'm going to let him introduce himself.
What's going on? What's going on? Drewize Banks in the building. FIP, we're here.
I love it. We're happy you're here. I'm loving the top tier shirt too.
Listen,
Looking good.
You know, top tier shit all 2022.
I love it. I love it. Well, so Drew, man, welcome, and tell us, a little bit about yourself, your backstory, how you got started.
All right, so I've been doing this for about trading for about 7 years now. I learned from Q Banks. Q Banks kind of taught me everything I know. One day I quit my job. I was in contact with his little sister because she's been my best friend from like the 3rd grade. So I contacted her. I was telling her, what I was going through, telling her I'm about to go sit on Wall Street all day when I move back to New York and try to find something. She's like, well, my brother does all that stock stuff. And I'm like, well, which one? You got like 30 brothers. So then she tells me about Q, sends me his Instagram. I asked respectfully for his contact. He sent me his contact. I called him up. He's like, well, I'm on a flight to Cali right now, so you're going to have to catch me when I get back. I'm like, no, can't accept that for an answer. So he said he's about to do a 5-day course over there, bought my flight, bought my ticket. And, here I am now years later to where not only am I, a part of FIP, but I learned a wonderful craft and a skill set that has been paying me every day since.
Wow. That's incredible. So 7 years now you've been trading.
Yeah, I know, right?
Did you have it any other way?
No, I mean, I wouldn't. I mean, like every step of the journey, every choice, every decision that I made, it made me into who I am now. So there's no regrets with anything I've done whatsoever. Everything has kind of paved me and molded me to who I am now before you.
Right. Wow. That's so great. Well, let's talk a little more about trading. What do you like to trade? What's your what do you go with? What's your pair?
Well, GJ. So it's always been GJ. The reason why I chose GJ, like back in my days of trading, when I was trading like UJ and AU and things like that, like GJ was just one of those pairs where it's like, yo, that pair is volatile and it's scary. And that was like the big presence, the big emphasis that GJ had on the community was, GJ's gonna take your money. And I was just like, well, it can't be that bad. So I got into it and it kicked my ass. But after, developing a relationship with GJ, I really got to understand how she works, the ups and downs, just everything she does and why. So learning how to trade GJ has been one of the best decisions in my career whatsoever. Me and GJ got a relationship, a connection.
Wow. That's probably something that a lot of people need to do, and is just stick with one pair.
One pair.
One pair and you're done.
I was always told you can't be the master of anything if you don't master something. So it was just like, you should be putting in that work to master something, be great at something.
Right. So why'd you end up choosing top tier?
So of course, there's a lot of prop firms out there, but when it all comes down to just who you do business with, you want to do business with a company that is credible and comfortable. Since the launch of Top Tier, I had multiple accounts of Top Tier where I passed or failed, and it's always been a business that kind of stood on its principles and its values, which, kind of just reached out to me. And then the fact that it's 80-20 profit split, and at one point in time, 90, had to kind of take advantage of those opportunities in front of me.
Right.
So why not?
It's a great deal if you know what you're doing. You can pass. How many challenges did it take to pass?
Well, shit. Let's see. Let me share my screen.
All right, let's see it.
This is my metric dashboard now. Let's see. Go to profit share. So it took 1, 2, 3, 4 accounts to get the process right, to go ahead and get it right, to build consistency. So it took 4 accounts.
Okay.
And these were all what? Let me see. These were all. Well, I think one of them I stopped using after a while, but it looks like these ones that definitely hit the value. So yeah, 4 accounts. Shit.
4 accounts. I love it. And it looks like, so your payout was what, $28,000?
Yeah, so the most recent last payout that I have was at, yes, it was at 28,000. No,
Or
uh,
yeah,
I think it was 29,000. Yeah, I'm at
29.
28 now. So yeah, the most recent payout that I got was at 29,000.
Mhm.
Actually scheduled to go ahead and get another payout on Monday. Just been killing it.
I love it. That's incredible, man. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So how many days did it take you to actually end up passing this challenge?
Honestly, it took a little like about like what 2 days, three, because you
Really?
have yeah. So I caught a couple of GJ buys and just kind of held them till gold. Didn't really get too greedy and just got out. Just the very first thing whenever you do with any pop firm challenge is, you're looking to start off the right way so that way that equity that you build that's
Mhm.
positive, you then can risk that with lot sizes strategically to kind of continue scaling the account.
Right. And what were those lot sizes that you were using?
Well, before when I failed, I started off with what, like 10, but I found the nice amount of risk for a 200K account, which is the one that I have.
Mhm.
5 lots is I found quite suitable. Within 20 pips, like if you're wrong or right. With my strategy though, I usually have like a 10 to 7 pip stop loss. So all it did for me was just give me more opportunities to kind of take what I see.
Right. Okay. Well, you want to take us a trading view and kind of see what that looks like?
Absolutely. I had a little bit of markup here, so I'll go ahead and jump from here. So for example, let's back test my one of my recent trades that I took. So let me put the date.
This is great. You're going to back test for us.
Why not? Yeah, I got to
Yeah.
see how I get down, how I cook it up.
Yeah. Might get to learn something here.
Exactly, right? All right. So the last trade I took was actually, if I'm not mistaken, was it yesterday? It was yesterday. I took it
Mhm.
at yesterday. I bought at no, perfect. I made like 30 pips. So basically where the market was at yesterday. So as you can see, as of right now, we're clearly in some type of downtrend.
Mhm.
But I always like to start from my highest time frames possible. So as you can see on this higher time frame, I already actually have it pre-marked up. I know where I am within structure. So right now, as you know, 23.6 isn't really market structure. So I was kind of anticipating the news to kind of, push it through back down here. Price doesn't owe anywhere to come right here. Price can respect at multiple areas to be kind of transparent. So price could respect here. Price could respect basically anywhere
Mhm.
within this retrospect. So this is one thing that I always kind of look out for whenever I'm taking trades. That's where I am out within structure. But at this most recent trade that I took, I entered at 155,089. Let me see. That was the close price. The open price was at 154,765. So that was somewhere around up here. 154. Let me move this out the way. Let me make this smaller. There we go. 765. That was somewhere up here.
I love how precise you are with your
Listen,
markups.
you have to be like, I feel like at all times you have to be on point. Like you can't get caught slacking.
Right.
That's that's just like my retrospect with trading in general. Like you just got to know where you are. So the style that I like to trade, I'm a technical and fundamental trader. Um, if you know one thing about fundamentals, let me drop a gem real quick. After every news event, the market always and forever will always correct itself. So I mainly focus on market structure. Market structure is the main bread and butter to how a pair moves.
Mhm.
So knowing that, I kind of just kind of pin that and I kind of just draw, what it is that I see as market structure. And I use the candlestick analogy that I learned over the years of learning, how candles open and close and, what's, when bullish and bearish kind of take over the market. And you can see here, even on this 10-minute time frame, my entry wasn't on a 10-minute time frame, but you could just see a clear representation of the uptrend that we're in.
Right.
Kind of backtrack here to like the 1 hour, you can see, clearly we've been just been going up. So let's say theoretically we start from here to here.
Mhm.
Kind of led me into this move was that we were already moving off of 23.6. So as of right here in this moment in time, when we did this big correction from this news event over here, market was kind of retesting this current demand zone that kind of turned into, I should say, there was a supply zone at the top, but this demand zone at the bottom. Price kind of came and retested here. So once I noticed that we were back in confluence to moving with market structure, the next best thing that I can do is wait for another market structure to present itself. So now we kind of fast forward to up here. At this moment in time, we kind of had just broke the previous market structure lower high right here. There's one right here, but there was another one right here. So once we kind of broke this, I was confident to kind of find another setup. So the setup was based off the 1 hour, going down to like the 30-minute time frame. Right here, we could just see the structure. You could see right here where we kind of came back. And right here where we did our last 23.6, right around here, the market kind of came over here to the left-hand side and tried to retest that. So that's what kind of sparked the entry. Once I noticed that there was a bit of confluence. And then right here, once I saw that price kind of broke above this zone right here, and the price was heavily respecting, it's all about the candlesticks, because the candlesticks kind of tell you all the story and all the data that you need to. So when I mix this with my market structure technique, reading the volume in the candles, how buyers and sellers kind of open and close, I can see where we're fighting, where we're pulling at. And then once a candle closes and settles, which is the biggest thing, it gives me opportunity to go down lower. So from the 30-minute, I'll sometimes go from the 20 to the 15-minute. In this instance, 30-minute has closed. So I wanted to see what the past two 15-minute candles had did. And just in this specific situation, we went from where right here, we were kind of respecting this area over here as resistance, and then it turned to support over here. Same thing as far as with the zone. It was a supply zone that turned into a demand zone over here. You can see price right here where it kind of was rejected a little bit. And then it was this candle that kind of sparked everything. Let me go down lower. So I go from the 15-minute to the 5 because there's three, there's three 15-minute candles that make the 5. So right here was all the data I need to kind of take this entry. And again, just to mark off, entry was 154,765 on the money. So literally as we kind of, right here, you could see that buyers, this was the last area that buyers took control. So these areas are all super important to me. I always kind of mark off these areas because this is going to act as an area where I'm going to put my stop loss whenever I take a trade. I need price to always be under my zones because zones are rejection areas. So whenever I'm taking any position, I always want my stop loss to be under the zone. In this situation, once this candle right here kind of broke out, let me go down a little bit lower because I'm trying to show you all the details.
I love how detailed you're explaining all of this.
Listen, I'm telling you, you have
I hope everyone's listening and paying attention because this is gold.
Listen, and it's these, like I said, like with top tier, we're promoting, quality over quantity. And it's the same thing with setups, but you got to make sure that, that you're doing everything according to plan. So right here, this was the biggest part for me for this overall setup right here. Once we kind of broke past over here, the previous high point, and we rejected enough from this zone. And I saw here that buyers kind of took control comfortably, especially at a quarter point. So QPs are a big thing for me. They're institutional, fundamental, and technical support and resistance. So something that I use heavily in my craft. I took my entry here. And then after that, stop loss was actually set all the way down here. So I had like about a 12 pip stop loss. And the reason why I know it's set down here is because right here over here to the left, this is the previous low point. This is the lowest point that the market came down to. And then on top of that, I'm including my higher time frame zone. So I know if it was supposed to come back in this rejection area, the zone should be able to do it. And then that previous engulfing that we had over there to the left-hand side, that was definitely playing its part as far as the structure goes. So after I fire off my entry, I'll always go back to like the 5-minute and see how it's maintaining. And we probably had like 3 or 2 pips of drawdown because I also call signals as well. So during when I called this move, it was very quick and simple. Boom. As of right here, TP1 got hit. And then after every quarter point that we break or pass through, I was waiting to watch the market. So from the 750 QP, the next QP is not up here until the 155 area. So when I noticed that price didn't have enough momentum to kind of complete that, I had 2 choices at that moment in time. I could have either took profit or I could have got out the whole move. Now, obviously, if you know me, I didn't take profit. I got out at 155.89. So that means what I did was I waited. So right around here, I'm on the 5 minutes, like about 20 to 30 minutes have passed by. So then you can flip to the 30-minute time frame. You can see at that moment in time, we just had broke and created a new high point. All it was doing was just retesting what's over here to the left. So once I kind of got that and I waited for this candle to go, I was like, okay, we're having some form of variation. And then once we did this big push right here, this is all the confidence I needed. We did a little retest. And then after that, we kind of went. And then at that moment in time, I was like, oh shit, I met my goal for the day with my trading plan with top tier. Let me kind of step away. It doesn't matter how much more of a market wanted to give me at this moment in time. I've achieved my goal, and it didn't take me that fucking long to achieve my goal. So it's like I hit it. Now it's time to walk away, close the position.
Wow. The way you just broke down that and analyzed that trade is so detailed. And I hope everyone watching took something from that, because I know I did. Just the way you broke down structure, the way price is moving. Thank you a lot for that. That was great.
Now, 100%. Like I feel like the details with anything you do will always set you free, right? At the end of the day, I feel like the lower time frames they have it's I wouldn't even say reputation, it's more about understanding, right?
Mhm.
So just like how we base our setups off the higher time frame, we have to understand that the lower time frames make the higher time frame. So if we
Right.
just know where we are within structure and we are good enough at critiquing and analyzing that data, but also being patient and waiting for candles to close to kind of solidify what that data is doing, then you have the upper hand. You know what's going on. You can take
Right.
full advantage. That's why day trading for me is so simple. I go in, I get my goal, and I walk away.
That's great. Could we go back to your metric dashboard? I want to see how many trades you actually
Take.
took to pass. Yeah.
So let me kind of filter it for the whole month of February. Let's see. Well, this is March 31st, but let's kind of go through it. Did you go ahead? So February, what is this? Let me see. No, this is January. Is this date right? Let me see. Open up the date 2022. Let's try this. Nope, these are right. So right around here, notice the timestamp of trade open, trade close, bada boom, bada bang. Boom, very first trade out the wazoo, hit my goal for a day, done.
Mm-hmm.
Next one, boom. Entry is like, it's all about knowing where you're going. Now, this one specifically, I caught a lot of pips on this one. Whenever I do these prop firm challenges, yes, I'm always what's the word, enticed to up my lot size, but I have to remember risk management is kind of what's going to kind of keep you in the loop, but risk management is also what's going to give you that peace of mind when you're trading.
Right.
So in this game, it's all about lot sizes and pips, right?
Right.
So whenever it is that you take any position whatsoever, it doesn't matter if you made a chunk of money. I feel like consistency is the best key, but also you have to be consistent for a certain amount of time. There's always different market conditions. Like look now, we're in a war, and it's affecting the markets drastically, and we're still able to be consistent. So once that's kind of like put out there with consistency, then you kind of scale up your lot sizes.
Right.
So this specific account, I just wanted to use the same lot size for a very long time. I really wasn't, what's the word, intrigued to bump it up so quickly. I want to make sure I experience every market condition with consistency, because then this is a long-term relationship. You could even see that on some days, I'm just as regular as anybody else. I take losses too. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? This one is like 30 pips,
Right. It's
Uh,
about managing your losses though. That's the thing.
exactly.
A lot of people, especially new traders, they'll come in and they'll hold their losers and cut their winners too short. And if you can just manage your losses, then your winners will run.
My
That's
point exactly.
that's the whole thing.
Like, look at this. I took two L's like back to back, and I didn't let that phase me. Even when I took this was just me. All right, discipline, stop loss again. Let me retrain myself. All right,
Right.
Sometimes when I trade, I let the move breathe a little bit, and then I trade GJ. So by the time I look and come back and I don't set a stop loss, if that shit did what I didn't need to do, I gotta eat that loss. Oh well, you fucked
Right.
up. Discipline. But then, as you see, got back the rhythm, made more of what I needed and more. So I
Right.
bought at the bottom over, goddamn, like what, 100 pips, 100 pips, like back to back to back, like it was nothing. So it's all about the staying focused and just knowing where you are. Like, yes, as you could see, learning, I call them learning opportunities. Like losses are not, it's not in my vocabulary. Like I feel like if I take a loss, I can't get it back. But learning opportunities always present yourself to, make you even better. So that's just how I look at it. I back test these learning opportunities. I go on the chart after the markets breathe, and I go on there like, yo, where did I fuck up? That's why I fucked up. That dumb mistake.
Mm-hmm.
Write it down on a sticky note, stick it on my screen back here behind this, and boom. When I'm trading, I'll look on this when I get bored, or I'll have my TV right here behind me when I'm watching it while I'm in a trade. It's like, oh damn, I can't make this mistake again. Let me make sure I'm on point.
Right. That's great. I love it, man. Well, if you want to take yourself off screen share,
Got you. Got you. This is about to be my second big payout with top tier. As I can see, I got my first one for 29. I got another one for 23 on the way. And you know what I'm saying? It's been lit.
I love it. Congratulations, man.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank
That's
you.
great. So how was it sounds like you enjoyed the whole experience with top tier.
Listen, I tell anybody, if you know how to trade, like these prop firm challenges, they're not hard, but they put your skill set to the test. They put, if you're not only if you're technically on point, but if your mindset is even on point. Like,
Mm-hmm.
how do you endure losses when it's, not even yours, but it's something that, what I'm saying, that you're trying to just build consistency off of. So it's just like, I tell everybody, like, this is the true test.
Right. So are you taking your payouts in Bitcoin, or how are you getting
Yeah,
them?
it's so crazy that you asked. Let me show you. I actually have my payout here. As you can see, I got paid out like 29, but I'm floating like 30. So I'm collecting some equity as Bitcoin go up.
Wow. That's
You know
how
what
you
I'm
got to do it, especially at these prices with crypto. It's great.
saying? Exactly. So it's just like, even the profits that I made, I'm just reinvesting it back into something else that's going to make me money.
Right. Right.
Why not?
Well, what's your motivation with all of this?
My motivation is to show everybody that it's possible to be a day trader on a prop firm, but not only that, to kind of take it on a larger scale. I would like for all the masses, like, I feel like everybody's comfortable with everything that's going on. Everybody's comfortable, and we got to do things sometimes that make us uncomfortable. Like, it doesn't matter how much money I have in the bank account. Transparency within everything you do, I feel like, is needed. So I
Mm-hmm.
feel like, especially with, top tier being, a prop firm, just to show everybody the transparency, how you can grow, not only just, make profit, but how you can grow as a trader, how you can grow to be something higher. So if anybody's listening to this, just, you have what it takes to be the next best thing out there. Just, focus up, sharpen up, be disciplined.
You couldn't answer that better. That's so perfect, man. I'm so happy that you came on and we did this today. It was really great talking to you again. We had a good time down in Mexico, and
Definitely.
I hope we get to do this again.
Nah, listen, this is only the beginning, baby. Like I said, we're just kicking off 2022 the right
Mhm.
way. Just, showing everybody what's possible, but just wait. It doesn't stop here. This is just the beginning,
It's just getting started.
literally.
That's right. Well, man, I just want to say thanks for coming on. Spectacular breakdown. I know I took something from it. There's just the way you see the market is it's really crystal clear the way you break it down. So I actually really enjoyed that. But I hope we get to do this again. Let me know how it goes. As far as, payouts, trading, we'll definitely do another interview for sure. Now that we got everything all set up, this is great. So anyways, that was Drewize Banks, everyone. Just want to say thank you again. And he's definitely one of the industry leaders and one of the elite traders in the Forex world. You could see it, you know, just by the way he marks up and breaks down charts and his whole thought process. So big shout out to him. And remember to like, subscribe, comment, and as always, we hope to see you as our next top tier trader.